right, welcome to episode 27 of the Burning Bush podcast, where we share the message of the Bible while enjoying a good cigar. Hope everybody's doing well, and I just want to say thanks for stopping by and spending a few minutes with me this week to dive a little deeper into the Bible and see what cigar I'm smoking, which is, this week, the La Galera Maduro El Lector 6x54. So I'll go ahead and read the notes on their website about it. It says, our reserves largely consist of tobacco grown in our farms. However, significant portions of our holdings have come from scouring the world's best farms to secure collections flushed with potential to mature into something special. In doing so, we're able to focus solely on crafting blends that deliver the most exceptional quality and experience, like La Galera Maduro. The Maduro is comprised of a rich San Andres wrapper with delicious Piloto Cubano and Criollo 98 tobacco from Tabacalera Palma's Jacagua and Gurabo farms. Ultimately, a balanced and pleasant smoke conditioned for the consistent performance the smoker deserves. And the strength is medium, flavor and intensity is full, and again the wrapper is a San Andres, binder is Dominican Piloto Cubano, and the filler is Dominican Piloto Cubano and Criollo 98. And the vitolas are a number 1, which is a 3.5 by 50. The Chaveta, which is a Robusto 5 by 50. The Lector, which I'm smoking, is a Toro 6 by 54. The Pegador, which is a Corona Gorda 6 by 46. The Cortador is a Torpedo 6 1/8 by 52. Pelones is a Gordo 6 1/4 by 60, and the Presidente, which is a Churchill 7 1/4 by 50. So those are the notes on the La Galera Maduro from their website, which is linked in the show notes. And I just want to say one thing about this cigar. It's a really good cigar. I can't remember what I picked up a box of them on Cigar Auctioneer. Got them for a really good price, but I can't remember what it was. But the only thing, they're excellent cigars. Taste is really good. I really enjoy these cigars. But the ashes, you have to be really careful with the ash because it's probably one of the flakiest ashes I've ever seen on a cigar before. They do not, maybe it's just the ones I got, I'm not sure, but they're not spongy or loosely rolled or anything like that, but you get 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of an ash on there and it's going to fall off. It just does not hold. It's the flakiest ash I've ever seen, but other than that, it's a great smoking experience, so I'd recommend them. Check them out. So let's go ahead and get into the next section of chapter 7 of Mike Heiser's book, What Does God Want?, entitled, Why Do We Need the Gospel? You might think I answered this already. I sort of did, at least in a roundabout way. But in light of my experience in Christian circles, I need to be blunt. Why do we need the gospel? Because without it, we have no hope of everlasting life with God. 0. We are estranged from God because of sin. Believing the gospel is the remedy. The Bible describes our predicament in several ways. Jesus said he was here to seek and save the lost. Luke 19:10. By nature, we are dead in trespasses and sins. Ephesians 2, verse 1 and 5. And ungodly. Romans 5:6. We were alienated from God. Ephesians 4:18. and hostile toward him. Colossians 1:21. Because we were his enemies. Romans 5:10. It's not a pretty picture. The biblical story we walked through explains why we are what we are. We aren't born into the family of God. We're outsiders. Yet God wants us in the family. Lacking God's nature, we abuse our intelligence and freedom to get what we want, often harming others in the process. We live in self-destructive ways. When we don't image God and we break his laws, when we violate, manipulate, and otherwise abuse others, we sin. We are by nature sinners, self-absorbed and rebellious. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans 3:23. It's easy to read that and be depressed or angry. But the good news of the gospel story is that God knew all that and loved us anyway. It's also useful for a reason that may never have occurred to you. It's what makes the gospel entirely different than any other religion's teaching about salvation. Every other religion either denies sin as a problem or says the solution is human performance, repeating rituals, saying prayers, observing religious days, or otherwise being good. To be blunt, only the gospel is honest about the human situation and human inability to do a thing about it. Other religions, in effect, lie to you. They tell you that you can fix the problem of your own distance from God, or that you don't have a problem. The gospel is the only truth that tells you God had to provide the solution, and did. The gospel is transparently honest. It tells you the truth, even though it hurts. That shows love. Lying to you isn't love. And that's all for that section of Mike Heiser's book, What Does God Want? Why Do We Need the Gospel, from chapter 7. So again, I hope you'll check out the links in the show notes for all Mike's books, his Awakening School of Theology, his Naked Bible podcast, and I also have a special prayer request for any of you that are so inclined. We just found out this week, which is the week of August, today's the 12th, or today's the 13th, August 13th, I'm recording this, and just found out yesterday that Mike Heiser was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So if any of you could say a prayer for Mike, it'd be really appreciated. We'll be praying for him here and hope that God will deliver him from this. And also check out Steve Wiggins' Groundworks Ministries, linked up in the podcast, for daily devotions and Bible study. And check out the show notes for the cigar for this week, and Burning Bush Podcast merchandise store as well. I'd appreciate that. And as always, have a great day, have a great cigar, and God bless.